My name's Mike Pittman. I've been with Rodney. This is going into my 15th year with Rodney. He found me off the street knocking doors. I was knocking doors in a suit and a tie a long time ago. It seems like many moons ago. About this time of year in Atlanta. And probably the worst job I ever had. And I've had some not so great jobs. But it was awful. I mean, and I was doing it just because that was, means to an end. I got tricked. They told me I was working for the Braves. I wasn't really working for the Braves. It was like selling those ridiculous ticket packages, but they were like, hey, come work for the Braves. No, I wasn't working for the Braves, right? That was not what I was doing. And some guys came by, and if you know anything about Atlanta or you live in anywhere that's suburbia, I was knocking doors literally they drop us off at 11 in the morning and pick us up at 8. And this was before, I had a Nokia, right? So this is before the iPhone and the computer in your pocket. So all you could do was play Snake and try to hide from the sun for a minute. And listen, man, I mean, at least I had some hair back then to cover it up a little bit. But man, it's hot out there. For a grown person like me, it was hot. And listen, I couldn't wear shorts or need polos and dry fit. No, it was literally shirt, tie, buttoned up, suit jacket, walking. Awful. I mean, awful. And I met this guy because I always say I got into this business with Rodney because of an oasis, right? Almost like a mirage. I was walking, listen, if you knock doors in the summertime in Atlanta and suburbia and you knock at 11, 12 o'clock in the daytime, nobody home. People got to work in Atlanta, right? We don't, especially out in the suburbs, we don't get a bunch of soccer moms and stuff like that. Like, you talking to grandma and the kids home from school, that's it. And the kids won't answer. They just peek through the little, you roofers know what I'm talking about, right? They just peek through the little thing. So I saw this car coming, and I knew it had to be somebody who was over 16, so I stopped him, right? And the guy said, hey, you ever thought about doing something different? And I was like, you're driving a pretty nice car. And I'm like, yeah, what do you do? He's like, so I sell gutters. And at that time, I'm literally 20, 21 years old. I said, what's a gutter? What is a gutter? And come to find out, I ended up taking an interview with the guy, met a 6'8" black guy that you see today, Rodney Webb, and that's how I got in this business. And I don't know anything else. I've been with him ever since. I feel like this is kind of part of my structure at this point. And so that's why we get to talk about probably the most important step, definitely, and probably the most complex step we have, which is the pre-close. Okay? It's something that most people don't get. Some people don't even get why we ask it. Well, you're going to turn the price anyways. Why the heck you got to ask them that hard question? Man, Mike, I've been having a good time this whole time, having fun pitching. Why do I got to ask that question, make people mad? Man, it is so important that you ask the question. And it's so important that it's word for word because it's got to do what it set out to do. What we're trying to do in this breakout session, guys, is we're trying to get you guys not only to know the pre-close, which most of you guys, as we saw in the role play, know the pre-close pretty well. And we're not going to spend a lot of time going over what the pre-close is. We're going to go over a little bit why we do it, what you can use it for, and how you can get better because of it. That's why we always found it so important. So let me tell you a little bit about the pre-close to start. Everybody knows what is the pre-close. It's the question we ask after we're done with our presentation. I mean, we got two different versions of it. The first one everybody hears, I don't care where you're at.
All right, man, so let me ask you a question. Other than price or payment, would there be any reason we couldn't get your job started today?
So that's, hey, whether you're out working for Rebath out there in Tucson, you can be down on the border like this guy.
Other than price or payment, would there be any reason we couldn't get your job started today?
Hey, you recognize that guy from the stage earlier? Hey, we told you he can flip it both ways. Sometimes you got to flip it into Espanol.
Además del pago o el precio, ¿alguna razón en que no podamos empezar este trabajo el día de hoy?
Sometimes you got to flip it both ways. That's what makes that guy one of the best people we got working in his business. But either way, exactly the same. I don't care if you're in California, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, you're in Texas, you're in Arizona, every time the same. Is a big key to what we do. Now, for you roofers, it don't sound like that. The roofers sound kind of like this.
So other than us working this out with your insurance company or your deductible, would there be any reason we couldn't get your claim filed today?
Young kid out of New York. Hey, we can go down to the old guy from the South.
Other than us working this out with your insurance company or your deductible, would there be any reason we couldn't get your claim filed today?
Word for word. You roofers, stay on that. Why do we harp so hard on this question? It's got to be word for word. One of the reasons we make these tough questions word for word is so you guys don't. If it gets to be muscle memory, it's no big deal. You just go through the deal. You just do your thing, and it comes off a little bit more relaxed when it's so ingrained in what you do that even if you're nervous, even if you're running that lead of that guy who's a successful doctor, he got 3 cars in the driveway. You nervous around him, because we all been there before. Heck, I've been there before. I understand how it is. Some of them leads tough. The engineer who been grilling you for 2 hours about what's the composition of your product. No, I want to know percentages, Mike. I don't know. It's aluminum. What's the paint made out of? I don't know. Paint. Are these walls plastic? You know those customers. We want this question to be easy so it goes really smoothly. So that one is, hey, other than us working this out with your insurance company or your deductible, the only reason we couldn't get your claim filed today. Now, after that, it's time to freestyle. I don't really care what you say. We just got to make some commitment to the customer. And what we found around the country when we're doing training, everybody does it a little bit differently, and that's okay. Because if you a forget about it from New Jersey, I don't need you sounding like Louisville, Kentucky. It's not going to work out that way. So everybody is going to make their commitment the way they want to. Right? So say what you would say. And why do we want you to, on this question, to say exactly what you would say? You guys have been doing the system for a while. Why is it so important on the commitment statement for you guys to say exactly what you would say? So it comes off natural and it's genuine, meaningful, even more important. No, commitment statement, we're past objections by that. See, we've already, as soon as we get it's just about the price, Mike, we have taken that objection that we understood at the beginning and altered, and now we've already converted it to price. So we've done our job, but everybody's a little nervous after that question. I always call it, because, reps, we love to do, hey, we're having fun, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, pre-close comes, dun-dun-dun. Other than price or payment, would there be any reason? That's what we like to do. For some reason, we get all serious. Okay, I call it Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde syndrome. You having so much fun, you get to the pre-close, and you all of a sudden turn into this, put your glasses down on your brow, look down over the glasses at the people. All right, it's time to get serious. And you make them feel that way. So this commitment statement, what it does is it eases the pressure off. But I want you to say it the way you would say it. I don't want you to say, other than price, we're not going to let anything stand in the way of getting you what you want and what you need to deserve with your family for the customer. I don't want it to be scripted. If you want to say, I'm going to do everything I can. If you want to say, hey, I'm really going to try to help you out. I'm cool with that. Hey, I'm going to do everything I can to try to help you. I'm cool with that too. Hey, whatever you say is fine with me. As long as you make some kind of commitment to the customer that you're going to try. You in the wrong room. Next one over. Yep, no problem. These lanyards. I think you in the wrong room too. Everybody green except you. Okay. Look for blue. It's either, if it's not that room. It's either this room or the next one, huh? It's Rodney. Is it the next one down right here? Okay. That's okay. Rodney killed me. I let that slide. So we want it to sound like you guys, because later on in React, which you'll learn in a little bit, you're going to have to use it again. So you're going to have to remember what the heck you said, which I know that's hard sometimes. And we want this to be able to calm this down. And we want you to say whatever you want to say. I mean, people say all kinds of stuff.
I'm going to do everything in my power to get you the bathroom of your dreams, as well as the bathroom that you definitely deserve.
I love it. We're going to do everything I can to get you the bathroom of your dreams.
Well, I'm gonna bend over backwards, make sure you guys get the roof you deserve. Let me show you what I got.
Hey, look for the black guy in the blue shirt. Ain't hard to find around here. If it ain't Rodney and Jason, it's probably just him. Call him bend over backwards because that's what he says, right? That's what he likes to say. Is, hey, I'm going to bend over backwards. I'm cool with that. And you guys should say this with a little bit of meaning. Why? Aren't you going to do everything you can to help them buy this stuff? Isn't that why you're out there? Who in here makes more money if they sell it? Okay, so you should be able to say, hey, I'm going to do everything I can to try to help you get these gutters, to help you get this roof you deserve, to help you get these bathrooms of your dreams. There's another guy.
Well, I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that you get the roof that you need and deserve to protect your family.
Protect your family. I mean, you look at the tattoos on his arm, we might need to protect our family from him, but that's beside the point. These roofers, man, you don't worry about that.
Well, I'm not going to let price or payment stand in the way you're getting the bathroom that you deserve, so let me show you what I've come up with.
I don't care if it's retail, roofing, insurance, doesn't matter. We're still giving a commitment. Makes sense. I don't care what it is, just give what you give. All right, here we go. So what we want to talk about is why the pre-close is the most important step. What makes the pre-close so important, right? Because we got some great steps out there. I'm sure you guys, what's your favorite part of the system? What's your favorite part of the system?
I like doing the demo.
The computer demo. 4, 5, and 6. I love 4, 5, and 6 too. That's a great one for me too. What's your favorite?
The warm-up.
The warm-up? You just like talking to people, getting that transition question, getting the objection. What's your favorite part? Warm-up? Anybody else got any different favorite part?
Absolutely. Step 10.
You like step?
Absolutely.
I thought you figured you were going to say some paperwork or something like that. What's your favorite part?
I love the reference.
Hey, reference list is at the top of a lot of people's list. You see, nobody said video, but we got a lot of great parts. Warm up, the clothes. Hey, writing paperwork, a good one. That's a real good one. The video, presentation, walk of life, payment, whatever. There's all kinds of great things out there to do with the customer we get excited about. How many of y'all, if I said, what's your favorite part of the presentation before you came in here, would be like the pre-close?
I'm the only one.
Are you the only one? You're the only one that likes the pre-close.
I love finding out because that's like when you really.
You probably a glutton for punishment, aren't you? I'm gonna call you 50 Shades.
You know what's gonna happen, and it's either sticks or it doesn't.
Hey, the reason we love the pre-close, and here's the reason. Everybody heard from Rodney before. What's the purpose of the system?
Find out why you didn't sell.
To find out why you did not sell. If we can fix why you didn't sell, you'll sell more. Easy as that. Hey, if you're a baseball player and you can fix why you can't hit the curveball, you'll learn how to hit the curveball. It'll make you a better baseball player. You can't just keep hitting fastballs. You got to practice what you're not good at. The pre-close gives us a better understanding of what to practice. Because the pre-close is what I like to call the judge. What the pre-close does is it breaks our sales presentation into two separate, significantly separate deals. All of these things on this side of the gavel are what we call BP problems. All the things on this side of the gavel are what we call AP problems. What you guys got to understand is if you're getting positive pre-closes, you don't need to work BP, most likely. And I see this all the time. Matter of fact, listen, I've been on the road with Rodney for 7 years now, and you think your boss is tough, and you come work for mine for a little while. And you on the road all the time, and never fails. I go in to all kinds of deals. I walk in, I meet the owners, and guess what? Every owner, at least 85 to 90% of the time, tells me we need to work on. Closing. We got to work on closing. Man, my guys ain't closing. We need to work on closing. Hey, dude, we can't close. You better teach the close. Man, we need some of that walk of life stuff. Because our close is bad. We got to close some more. And everybody wants to work on closing. Well, guess what? If you can't get a positive pre-close, the close don't matter. If they don't want it, it don't matter what the price is. It don't matter how good you sound. If they selling a big old pile of poopy, it don't matter what the price is. Man, hey, if you can't tell, I like to eat, right? But one thing I can't stand is liver. Ugh, beef liver is disgusting to me. So if you got beef liver, I don't care Bobby Flay cooking it, and it's free. I ain't eating it. I don't need estimates on it. I don't need to check, and I don't need to talk to my wife about it. It's a hard no for me. With the pre-close, if you don't get them to want it, who cares about this closing stuff? Man, I got in this business when I was 22 years old. Do you think anybody believed I knew anything about gutters? Heck no. And do you think I could close people? No. Dude, you guys have been doing this for years and years. And I'm there now too, right? You develop some you get some feelings. Experience does that for you. Dude, I was closing 70 to 80% selling gutters for $45 a foot at 22 years old. People be like, hey, you know how us salespeople are. Hey, what's your favorite thing to say? What's your close? Is it good? What you got? I'll be like, no. This is what I do. That'll work for you, won't it? That's my close. Because really and truthfully, I got laydowns. I made laydowns because I was not good at closing, so I did a bang-up demo so I could get laydowns. Because they were easier for me because I don't want high-pressure people. I'm 22 years old. I feel weird about that. People look like my grandparents.
How much did you say you sold gutters for?
$45 a foot.
$45 a foot.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. That's crazy, Miles.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's 15 years ago. But they were some nice gutters.
Copper or what?
Dude, copper. We talking $250 a foot. We getting the copper. But what we're able to do now is help people more specifically. You guys who are managers, you guys who are owners, and you guys who are even just reps, guys, help yourself. When you get out of the lead and you didn't sell it, don't just drive off. First thing you should think about every time is what? The pre-close. See, you should leave a sale and a no sale almost in the same mood. I know that's hard to say because we build it up, right? But dude, this is a numbers game. Dude, if you close at 50%, who cares if you don't sell 5 in a row? You just sell 5 in a row the next time. Really and truthfully, this is a numbers game. What you need to get is your overall percentage up. Because we know that, hey, no sales and sales come all together usually. You don't remember those days you sold 5 in 3 days, but you remember all of them that nobody showed up for the last 2 points. What you need to tell yourself, close or no close, but especially on the ones you don't sell, hey, what did they say to the pre-close? Okay, it was a positive pre-close. So what did they say in the close that I didn't do right? What you're going to be able to find is through Rodney's breakout and through John's breakout, what you're supposed to say after you've converted. Because listen, if you've busted your tail to U, A, and now C in the pre-close, and you've converted it, you should sell that lead 70, 80% of the time. Now, we all know there's going to be some people that, they woke up knuckleheads, they're going through life knuckleheads, they'll go to bed knuckleheads, and most of the time, this system, we don't sell them, and that's okay with most of the owners. What owners in here? How many of y'all had some jobs you wish you didn't have last year? They probably the knuckleheads. We went and did everything they wanted us to do. See, what we do is do what we do and make customers our customers. And we convert them. So what we do is make sure if it's BP, we work on BP. If it's AP, work on AP. Because it cuts it in half. And see, what we want to do is get better for the next lead. Not get better in 2 weeks. Get better for the next lead. Man, I never forget. Rodney's bad about answering the phone all the time. So we had to call him when we got out of the lead every time. It'd be 10 o'clock at night. I'd be hoping he don't answer, right? I even found an app. I could call him, and it would automatically go to voicemail. But then he'd see the voicemail, call me back. It's a great app. But literally, he'd call me back, and he'd run through, and we'd practice, and and next thing you know, I'm selling the next one. That's what this is about. Learn from a no sale more worth than you're going to make on a sale. No sales get you better, guys, as long as you use them. But if you don't think about the pre-close and you don't think about what happened, no sales are a waste. That's the key to what we do, is when you pay attention to everything, every lead helps something. Does that make sense? Now, everybody knows just a regular pre-close. I'm not real stressed about that. We didn't do this class to give you regular pre-closes, right? I think if I asked you to hit me with the pre-close, hit me with pre-close.
Other than price or payment, would there be anything that would stop us from doing business today?
We're not going to go there, but no, it just comes down to price.
It comes out to price.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we get you a roof that you deserve.
I pretty much hit me pre-close.
Other than price or payment, would there be any reason we couldn't get your job started today?
I can't think of anything.
Okay, great. Well, you know what, Mr. Pepin, I'm going to do everything I can to not let price, payment get in the way of what you and your family need and deserve.
If I put anybody on that role play, everybody going to do pretty good at that, I have a feeling.
I'm a little new at it.
Okay. Okay, so just a basic pre-close. Hit me up. Pre-close question.
Other than price or payment, is there any reason we couldn't get started today?
Get your job started today, but we'll take that. No, it just comes down to the price.
Okay, well, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you get the roof, or any remodeling project, it would be on the roof part. But
Go ahead.
that you deserve.
Good. Now you're intermediate, so you good, right? That's as easy as that is, right? That is a fastball down the middle, guys. Listen.
He didn't say price or payment. Do you?
He said price or payment.
But no, like in the, you didn't say.
I don't care what you say in a commitment statement.
If the reason wasn't price or payment, do you still follow it up with price or payment?
It doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter.
Mm-mm. Commitment statement, I don't care what you say. You can say, listen, I'm going to hook you up. I'm good with that. I don't care what you say, right? Make your commitment. Remember I told you I was going to hook you up? I'm cool with that. Just remember what you said. A commitment statement is a freestyle, right? You remix it any way you want to. But what we want to work on and what we want to do in this breakout is learn the audibles, what we call the audibles, and what we have to do in situations that an objection comes out right when we're trying to convert. Isn't that a crappy one? An objection that we have to understand comes out when we're trying to see. We're getting a U when we should be seeing. That is not a good place to be. So that's usually where people struggle, right? So what we're going through with this breakout is how to handle the places where most people struggle, which is in the audibles. Does that make sense? Because what happens is when you get another objection, when you should be converting, you have to do what, do you think? What's the theme of the boot camp? You got a UAC again when you should be just seeing. But you got to know that. And the customer's got to be able to handle that. Okay? So the first one that we do is called convert to comfort. How many of y'all sometimes when you run in a lead and you ask, other than price or payment, would there be any reason we couldn't get your job started today? And they say, listen, we don't make decisions on the same day. How many of y'all got that before in the pre-close? That's happened before, probably. How many of y'all said, other than price or payment, would there be any reason we couldn't get your job started today? And they said, listen, we're going to have to think about it before we make any decision. How many of y'all got that before? We get it. It happens. As hard as you try, it happens sometimes. They're going to happen. We got to know how the best way to handle it. And what we do is we UAC through our convert to comfort. The first thing you got to do in convert to comfort, and you have to do this for the customer because they already don't think we do this enough, is you have to understand. Most people think salespeople just want to say whatever they want to say and don't want to listen to what you want to say. Matter of fact, how many times you've been in a sales meeting and you talking and somebody else talking and they ain't even listening to what you're saying? Because we salespeople, what do we like to talk, right? What we like to say? We get paid to talk. I talk for a living. Right? Doesn't that sound pretty familiar? I'm a talker. They pay me to talk. So we like to talk and not listen. Even though we got 2 ears and 1 mouth, we still like to use that gator a little bit more than we like to use the ears. So what we want to do, first thing in Convert to Comfort, is to understand and let the customer know we understand. So the first part of Convert to Comfort. So what I'm going to be the rep. I said, hey, Mr. Jones, other than price or payment, would there be any reason we couldn't get your job started today? They go, listen, I like what you got, but we don't make decisions on the same day. Just like I told you earlier, we just don't make snap decisions. First thing you got to do is understand. So first part of this is, Mr. Jones, I can completely understand. Hey, I hear where you're coming from. That's all you got to do. Just acknowledge that they said it. Hey, I can appreciate that. I understand. I can see what you're saying. Any of that stuff's fine with me. Once again, it's not a word-for-word question. All you need to do is acknowledge. You got to do the you part. So you got to understand, and they got to understand you heard what they said. How many of y'all got kids in here? All right, how annoyed do you get when you're like, hey, you want something to eat? And they're like, basketball's on. You're like, dude, I just asked you if you want something to eat. Basketball! Come on, man. You not hearing me? You got like, hey! So you got to at least, they might have heard you. They might not be hungry, but they at least should say, no, I'm not hungry. Basketball's on. And it wouldn't annoy you as bad. So, hey, I can completely understand. The second part is we have to alter. Okay? We have to alter what they're saying. Now, a key to alter, and what you'll hear from me later, guys, when you alter, you can't alter using them. It's a very big key to altering objections, is not using them. If you use them, it turns into high pressure. So what we use in Convert to Comfort is we use ourselves. Okay? So what the alter step is Mr. Jones, me and my wife, whenever we make any decision, big or small, we like to feel comfortable. That's it.
How would you use that?
Mr. Jones, I'm sure you want to feel comfortable.
Okay, got it.
Too hard. It's probably not you want to think about it, you just want to feel comfortable.
Right, yeah.
Too hard. I'm sure you don't want to think about it, you want to feel comfortable. Too hard, right? We use us instead. I'm even okay with you using a lot of my customers, but I prefer us is the best way to do it. Or me, if you're not married, say you. It doesn't matter to me. Mr. Jones, hey, my family, whenever we make any decision, we like to feel comfortable. Then we roll right back into C and convert it into comfort. So, Mr. Jones, if I'm reading you right, and I think I am, you probably want to feel comfortable too, right? We use ourselves, see if they want to be like us, and guess what? Comfort is a nice thing. You're talking about a comfortable seat, not being Rodney in front of you with that microphone is a lot more comfortable. Comfort is a good thing. So who's going to be like, nah, I don't want to be comfortable. I'll pass on that feeling. I've done this for almost 15 years now. I've only had one person try to freak out on this and be like, I don't know, comfort's not one person in 15 years. Whatever. Probably good thing I didn't sell him because it probably would have went just haywire on the job. He probably wouldn't have been out there asking for papers on what my roofers. He'd been out there standing on them. Nope, you missed the. Nail it again. I'd have lost 3 crews and then it would have been bad. One person. You say, hey, Mr. Jones, hey, I can completely understand. I mean, me and my wife, whenever we make any decision, a car or groceries, we want to feel comfortable. And if I'm reading you right, and I think I am, you guys just want to feel comfortable too, right? What do you know is about how I'm saying it? A lot of this is how you sound.
Sound easygoing.
You got to sound easygoing like this is just no big deal. If you go, you want to feel comfortable too, right? You're going to wear people out. Whoa! They don't feel like they're at WrestleMania. Slow down a little bit. Just have a conversation with them. And what gets when you practice this stuff is you get to where this is comfortable to say for you. Sometimes you need to convert yourself to some comfort. Because if it doesn't come out easy going to you and you sound choppy, what do you think they're going to do? Think about it. They fix to write you a $15,000 check and you're like, hold on a second. Convert to comfort. UAC. Understand. Mr. Jones, hey, I can appreciate that. Alter. Me and my wife, whenever we make any decision, big or small, we want to feel comfortable. And if I'm reading you right, and I think I am, you want to feel comfortable too, right? They say yes. Convert. Now we lay our commitment statement and we add what to it? We add comfort to our commitment statement. Because that is what we changed it to. Mr. Jones, I'm not going to let anything stand in the way, even you feeling comfortable. And we add comfort to our closing statement. Think about this, guys. This is where it gets higher level. Use your head. So we add comfort. If they give us, hey, I don't ever make decisions on the same day. We've been married for 48 years, and first year we were married, we make decisions on the same day, and we fought for 2 weeks. And so we vowed to ourselves never to make any decision on the same day ever again. Yeah, I've ran that lead before too. They don't mean it. And people don't drive to the grocery store, push the cart around for an hour, leave it by the front desk, go home, come back the next day and buy the stuff. They don't do that. It's just what they say in their head. Convert to comfort. So you got to convert to comfort, then you got to use your commitment statement with comfort, and you got to use your closing question with comfort. So Mr. Jones, once the job's complete, would you be in a position to write a personal check, or would you be more comfortable taking one of the payment options? What would be more comfortable, writing a personal check or taking advantage of one of the payment options? Makes sense. Hey, Mr. Jones, I'm not going to let anything stand in the way, even you being comfortable, from getting you what you need and deserve, or whatever you say. Hey, I'm going to bend over backwards, try to make sure you're comfortable. Hey, I'm going to do everything I can to try to make sure this is comfortable for you. Whatever. Whatever you say, throw the comfort in there. Don't change everything you say. Just put comfort in whatever you say. What's your commitment statement, Kinghorn?
Hey, I can probably tell I'm pretty passionate about what we do, and I'm going to make sure you get everything you deserve.
Hey, I'm going to make sure you get everything you deserve and you're comfortable. That's it. Throw that at the very end. Or I'm passionate about what I do, and I wanted you to make sure you're comfortable and you get everything you deserve. Perfect. Make sense? Whatever you do, just friggin' slide a little carrot in there and throw comfort in there somewhere, so they know you heard it. And see, we're repeating it, and we're getting into that limbic portion of the brain where they're starting to believe it's not about their 48 years they never made a decision today. It's about what? Them being comfortable. So do we have a better chance of them going against making a decision for the last 48 years in the same day, or them being comfortable? We got a much better shot of making them comfortable than we ever do of changing their minds about the last 42 years. This just puts us in the best position. Not going to sell every job, just puts us in the best position. Any questions about convert to comfort? We're going to role play it in a minute. No? Go ahead.
What if, you convert, you probably, want to be comfortable too. What would be more comfortable, writing a check or a payment plan, and you get another objection
Then, hey, you did as best you could, and you'll learn in Rodney's class what to do with a poo-poo objection in step 8. Okay? That'll be in Rodney's class. You'll learn that tomorrow. So write that down that you have that question. Make sure you bring it up. But you'll see exactly what to get into a poo-poo. Remember, look, hey, right next to it say poo-poo objection, AP. And when he says poo-poo objection AP, fill that out. Any other questions? All right, here's another one. Hey, listen, don't fall in love with this one especially. We named it something that you guys wouldn't fall in love with. It might, because we got mostly men that sell this stuff, right? Oh, hey, ladies, I know, but look at the crowd. I mean, let's be real. And men like football, and the play in football that works the least is what? The Hail Mary, right? So we called it the freaking Hail Mary. We called it that because it don't work that often. So don't be going out there, hey, man, I'm going to Hail Mary on this one. Nope. Shoot for positive pre-closes, not this. This is when you trying to convert, but you get something you got to understand. What we use Hail Mary for, guys, is for I still want to get other estimates at the pre-close. How many of y'all got that before? Now listen, most of the time, what's the problem with I still want to get other estimates at the pre-close? No? It means we didn't do a very good job eliminating getting other estimates before we got there. That's usually the problem. I'm going to show you what situation this works in just a second. But here's how it works. You still have to understand. Other than price or payment, would there be any reason we couldn't get your job started today? Listen, like I told you earlier, we're still planning on getting at least 2 more estimates before we make a decision. Hey, Mr. Jones, I can understand. Hey, I can appreciate that. We still got to understand what they said and let them know we heard them. We ain't no bull in a china shop. You got to listen. I know we're men and we just like to be gruff, but women got to be heard, right? You got to listen to what they said. And people think we're just trying to bully them because we're salespeople. Some of y'all are trying to bully them. Or some of the other people out there already tried to bully them, and they're just predisposed to these salespeople. They're trying to high pressure them. That's what the industry we're in. That's what makes us look so good. So we got to say, hey, I can appreciate that. Understand. Now we're going to alter what we need to do. How many of y'all have sample cases? Please raise your hand. And kill products in your sample cases. You should have kill products. You roofers should have, if you're using synthetic felt, you should have paper felt. If they're using, something that you're not using, they're not replacing the vents. They're reusing the old felt. They're not doing the drip edge. They're not doing starter. They're cutting 3-tab and turning it around. You bathroom guys, tile and grout samples. You guys got the kill kits. I know y'all do. You work with me. So we should have kill kits, guys. If you sell windows, you should have a corner sample that's a mechanically fastened corner. Yeah, I've sold just about everything. I just went through garage door stuff last week with this. If you got gutters, you should have a thin, light gauge gutter. You should have somebody who doesn't fasten the inside corners the right way. You should be talking about people using spike and ferrule instead of hidden hanger. All that stuff should be your kill products. Hey, you leaf car guys, people will have 2-piece systems instead of the 1-piece system. What the strength of it? You got to show that stuff. They got to seam the top of it so stuff gets caught in it. Sound familiar?
Yeah, I got that
right.
Double bag.
Yeah, dude, I made a lot of money selling that crap against you. Not you particularly, but
oh, good, 'cause I'm so young.
Yeah, no, not you, not even your office, the one here. So what we're going to do is understand. Then what we're going to say is, Mr. Jones, let me ask you something. What of this did you want to get an estimate on? And you're going to take your kill products, put them back on the table because they should be on the ground. Why? We just put them in our junk pile, right? They should be off the table, so we pull them back out. Let me ask you something, Mr. Jones. Which one of these did you want to get an estimate on? This can do 2 things for you. We haven't converted it yet. We're still altering. We're giving them, hey, which one of these do you want to get an estimate on? Did you want to get an estimate on the hood system? Did you want to get an estimate on the master shield or whatever it's called now with the mesh on the top? Did you want to get, which one of these, did you want to get the screens? I told you they were cheap. Which one do you want to get an estimate on? What we hope for is that they say what?
Oh, none of those.
Oh, I don't really want any of those. Guys, you should be showing everything that's in your market. You should be showing all your competition. Don't be scared of any of them. So at that point, when they say, well, I don't want any of those, we can convert. So it sounds to me, because this is everything that's out there, is not that necessarily that you want to get other estimates. You just, because you don't want any of these, you just want to make sure it fits in your budget. And if they believe you, that these are the other choices out there, a lot of times they'll go, yeah, I mean, how much is it? Because that's really what they meant in the first place. They just told you they want to get other estimates. Why do you think they tell you they want to get other estimates? You ain't gave them a price yet. Remember, we BP. So all right, you're on the right track. Why would they want to get other estimates? Not build value, but price condition. You price condition them so hard that they think you're going to be 4 times as much as your price you're about to flip. When you know you really price conditioning people, I'll never forget. Ask John about it. We run a lead. Ask him pre-close. He said, we ain't no way we're going to be able to do this. Absolutely not. I'm going to check around. Job flip the price. So once the job's complete, going through the thing, hey, and brings it down to just $17,495. I did take the liberty. Before he could even take the liberty to lay out some payments, the guy said, do it. That one, do it. I'll write a check, do it. Whew! Man, I thought y'all were going to be $30,000. Do it. We're doing that. He was so nervous, he couldn't even fathom the price was going to be something he could work with, so he gave a negative pre-close. So when he went to Hail Mary, it worked. That's the only time Hail Mary works.
So is this the demo kit
referring to your kill kit, right? Okay. So your kill kit for you is going to be paper felt, reusing the vents, not putting ice and water shield on all the penetrations, all the drip edge gutter apron, all that stuff. Does that make sense? So Brome vents. You bring it back out. So especially with you guys who are working restoration work. Were you looking for somebody who's going to eat your deductible? Because that's the cheapest you can do. No, I don't want it. Did you say you want to commit insurance fraud? Are you looking for... Because you can't get any cheaper than your deductible. And that's what I asked you, other than your deductible. No, we don't want to do insurance fraud. Okay, so it's not necessarily you want to get a bunch of other estimates. You just want to make sure this fits in what you can afford. Because, guys, there ain't no... Hey, you guys who do roofing, you can get down to deductible only. Now, I know it's not going to be what we want to do, but we can get there. So that should never be an issue. These guys that are selling retail, it's a little harder for them.
So when you are doing retail on the roofing, you just pull out the bag and ask them what else they want to get, estimates on.
Yeah. Hey, were you looking to get a lower quality shingle? You guys should be carrying a lower quality shingle. All that stuff.
And if they say no, I want to get an estimate on exactly what you're trying to give me.
So that tells you what? What's that tell you?
We didn't sell them on our company.
There you go. That's what you can learn from that one. I need to do a better job because roofing is kind of like garage doors, or it can be like a couple things, but roofing definitely, unlike a lot of things, your differentiation is what most of the time? Company and installation is really your differentiation. So if they tell you, I want to get exactly what you got, they don't believe your installation any different than anybody else's. Learn that, get better at it so you don't get it in the future. Does that make sense? That's why the pre-close is so important. If you go through that and go, no, I want to get exactly what you got, I just want to see what somebody else will charge for it. They don't believe that you're different than anybody else. Now, that's a tough pill to swallow. That's why people don't like the pre-close. Because that's a tough pill to swallow. Say, hey, they didn't think I was any better than anybody else out there.
Or if they say, well, this is what you say that's out there, but I haven't seen it for myself.
They don't believe you. They just straight telling you they don't believe you. And how do we create belief? Reference list video. I guarantee you on those leads you get that, they didn't call the reference list, and your video probably wasn't as strong as it could be. Go back and check yourself. Be honest with yourself. That's the only way you can get better. But 9 times out of 10, they didn't call your reference list on those jobs.
What about the, we've been having a lot of issues in Tulsa right now with the insurance companies telling them they have to get 3 estimates. And so scared to do anything against their insurance company.
Kinghorn, what do we tell them? Why would the insurance company tell you got to get 3 estimates?
They don't want you to file a claim.
Why would they tell them you want to get 3 estimates?
They want you to take the lower.
They want you to take the lower price. It saves them money. Why wouldn't they want you to get 3 estimates? They don't want you to get the best company. They want you to take the lowest price, so it costs them less. Of course they're going to tell you that.
I mean, I'm just saying I've used that before, and at the end they're just like, well, we don't, the insurance told us, the.
If you're getting that, do it in the demo. The problem is if you do it at the end, they think you're reacting. If you do it at the beginning, you're killing it before they can bring it up.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, in times when I've done it, right when I'm talking to them or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're still at the end. I'm just like.
They call you reference list?
I mean, I ask them.
Those leads that do that, because listen, you got to understand, we got to break this down. Is if you tell them that and they don't believe it, they just telling you, I don't believe you. You got to swallow that and say, I got to become more believable. I got to do more to prove I'm. And hey, this crap ain't gonna work every time. It is what it is, right? But hey, if you closing in the 60s or 70s, don't worry about the rest of those on retail roofs. Who cares? Let the other companies deal with them. They're probably gonna be the ones that a shingle hit their shrub, and all of a sudden the amount of damage was exactly what their deductible is. You know that customer? We know they're out there. It's okay. The last one. I know we ain't got too much time, so let me get through this. Specific time, guys. This is something we haven't gone through much. Specific time. Specific time. What specific time is? Hey, other than ask me the pre-close question.
Other than price of payment, would there be any reason you couldn't get your job started today?
Listen, we're not going to be able to do this right now. What do you think you need to know? That's a what objection? That's a time objection, but it's not a specific time objection. So because we like specific time objections, to make it a specific time, we understand it's a time objection. Now we got to alter it to a specific time objection. We understand it's time. They don't want to do it right now. So what do you need to ask me?
Oh, really? Well, what makes you say that?
Because I can't do it right now. Ask me something that's going to make it specific. There you go. When would you be able to do it? Hey, when do you think you would be doing this? Keep it light, right? Hey, let me ask you something. When do you think you would be doing this?
Mike, I thought they couldn't answer that because they don't know how much it costs.
They know when they're thinking about doing it, though. And the only reason they would say that is they think they can't what? They can't do it right now. So they think they know what? They think they know what it costs. That's the only reason they say that. Otherwise, they'd say what? Starts with a D. Depends on the price. If they're giving you time objections, they think they know what it's going to cost.
So you don't understand first, you just react.
We understand. Hey, Mr. Jones, we can't do this right now. I can appreciate that. Let me ask you something. When do you think you would be doing something like this? Probably in the fall. Now we converted it from a time objection to a specific time objection. And now what we do is we put the specific time, just like comfort, right back into our commitment statement and into our closing question.
There's no wiggling out of it, right?
Absolutely not. Mr. Jones, I'm not going to let price payment or even December get in the way of what you need and deserve. Let me show you what it worked out. So once the job's complete and you're 100% satisfied, would you be in a position to write a personal check in December or take advantage of one of the payment options in December? Now, they think when you say December, you're going what? You're going to come back later. So when they go, I'll just be writing a check in December, what do you say?
Great job.
Yeah, hey, welcome to Peachtree, man. We're going to do you a great job. They're like, what? We're going to set it up where you don't have to pay for it till January. Come on. Sorry. They're going to ask you just one of two things. How? Or they're going to give you a poo-poo objection. You learn how to handle that out there. That makes sense. All right, real fast, let me go through this so we can get through at least 10 minutes of role play. Types of pre-closes. There's a true positive, a true negative, a false negative, and a false positive. This is a lot to take in. Do the best you can. I told you this is a big old complex step. Listen, these two are good. A true positive or a false negative. False negative happens when what? They think They think the price is going too high, so they make up stuff that's not true to give you a negative pre-close, and then in the close it what? It turns to positive. So that's what we call false negative.
Can you repeat that?
So a true positive and a false negative are both good. True positive means they said, no, it's just about the price. You get to the close and they say, yeah, I mean, how much is that's too much money. It stays about the price. Not about poo-poo, I got to talk to my son, all that other stuff. False negative means you say, other than price of payment, with the beginners getting jobs, listen, we're not going to be able to do this today. I can tell this is just, there's no way we're going to be able to do this. And you go, all right, so, and you convert to comfort, right? And they go, yeah, I mean, I want to feel comfortable. You get to the close and they go, man, that's way out of our budget. And you go through the walk of life and you get into a positive conversation. That's what we call false negative. That makes sense. Seemed negative, turned positive. Now, the other two ways you can get, everybody knows a true negative. They told you they were going to get other estimates. You flip the price. You do the Hail Mary. You do the best you can. You flip the price. It stays negative. That just means we didn't do what we were supposed to do. Negative means we got work to do. Where do we need to work, though? We need to work BP, not AP. Make sense? This is the one that everybody messes up on. False positive. They give you a positive pre-close. You get into the close. You try to handle it with your poo-poo objections, but it turns super negative in the close. Listen, I'm getting other estimates, even though just a second ago they said, no, it's just about the price. This happens, right, most of the time because we didn't ask the question right or they didn't understand the question. Because remember I told you that pre-close is not a favorite step for people. So we say stuff like this. I got to say this crap word for word, so how can I say this and them not hear it that good? Other than the price of payment, would the reason going to get your job started today? And they're like, and you go run somebody with a weird last name that's spelled funny, and they don't understand what you said. And so they go, oh, that was positive, all right. Or you say, other than price of payment, would there be any reason we couldn't get your job started? And you leave off today. Other than price of payment, is there any reason we couldn't move forward? What's move forward? That makes sense. False positive, we didn't ask the question right, they didn't understand the question. Because if they understood the question, they wouldn't bring that back up. Make sense?
So what would you say if they're like, I guess?
I'd ask the question again, probably.
Sometimes you get customers.
Or I'd ask the wife. You switch person, ask the other person.
Sometimes you get customers that are like, well, I mean, it's 9 or it's 7 o'clock at night. I mean, how are you going to start today? I'm like, no, I mean, get the process started today.
And you usually don't have problems with that. All right, here we go. Convert to comfort. So ask me the pre-close question.
So, Mr. Pittman, other than price or payment, would there be any reason you couldn't get your job started?
Todd, like I told you, we never make decisions on the same day. This is something we're going to have to pray about before we make any decision.
Absolutely. Hey, and I understand that, Mr. Pittman and my family, we're the same way. I mean, on any decision, big or small, we want to feel comfortable, like you guys, and if I'm reading you right, and I think that I am, I mean, you want to feel comfortable in any decision you make, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to do everything I can to not let, price, payment, are you feeling uncomfortable getting in the way of what you deserve? Let me show you what I put together for you. I think you're going to love it.
Perfect. Closing question.
So once your job's complete, would you be in a position?
Are you more comfortable?
Excuse me. So once your job's complete, would you be in a position to? Once your job's complete, would you be more comfortable on a personal check or take advantage of one of our payment options?
Perfect. Wes, come on. Pre-close.
Other than working this out with your insurance company or your deductible, would there be any reason to
We don't make snap decisions. That's just not what we do, especially a big decision like this. I mean, we're going to have to think about it before we make any kind of decision.
I understand. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure everything's taken care of.
All right, so convert to comfort there is what we should be doing. We don't make decisions on the same day. It's convert to comfort. So first thing we got to do to convert to comfort is what? I understand what you're saying. Then alter, go.
I know with me and my wife, we always want to make sure we're comfortable whenever we're making a big decision, so I'm going to do everything I can to make sure.
And if I'm reading you right?
If I'm reading you right, I want to make sure that you're comfortable.
All right, so here, hold on one second. Let's make sure we get this correct, right? First thing we do is understand. Alter means we need to, hey, me and my wife will never make any decisions, big or small. We want to feel comfortable. If I'm reading you right, and I think I am, you want to feel comfortable too, right? If you don't do that, you're not doing what step? Converting. That's where we convert, right there. That makes sense? We tried in the pre-close to convert it to price. We couldn't, so our backup plan is to convert to comfort.
And you end it, Mike, with right?
Yeah. Right?
Right.
Just end it like a question. I mean, if I'm reading you right and I think I am, I mean, it seems like you guys, just want to feel comfortable too. Right? Yeah. Or you seem like the type of people that want to be comfortable too. Am I right? Yeah? Well, hey, I'm not going to roll back into it. Tried to convert to price. Didn't work. Got to back UAC to convert to comfort. It's our backup plan. Make sense? All right. We got a retail guy. Come on, Gutters.
Oh, man. So other than price or payment, is there any reason we couldn't get your job started today?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get some other estimates.
Okay, I completely understand. Which one of the products that I show you which one of those did you like?
I didn't really like any of them.
Okay, so setting price aside, oh, man.
All right, so think about what you're saying. You done showed them everything they have for options, right? So, Mr. Jones, I can understand that. Let me ask you something. Here's what's out there in the market. Which one of those did you want to get an estimate on? Well, I don't really like any of those. Because you should, hey, your kill product should be what? Other company stuff, and it should be what? Dirty, ugly, beat up. Should be stuff you took off the other house. So when you put that back out on the table, that's what we should see. Make sense? All right, do it again.
So other than price or payment, is there any reason we couldn't get your job started today?
Listen, man, we probably need to get a couple other. We went to the home show, so I think we got 2 more people coming before we make a decision.
Okay, no, I completely understand. But what other?
Which one of
these products did you want to get an estimate on?
I don't really like any of those.
Okay, I hear you. So let me show you what.
So it sounds like you just want. Hey, this is what's out there. So it kind of sounds like you just want to fit it in your budget.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, you ain't gonna learn this in an hour. Not 3 different audibles. Got to practice them. Because it don't go normal. Defense got stacked up in the box. We got to call play action. Hey, you got an audible. All right, one more. Here we go. Hit me up.
Other than price or payment, would there be any reason you couldn't get your job started today?
We're not going to be able to do this today.
No,
Well, this is something we're going to have to wait on.
No, I definitely understand. When would you be thinking about doing a project?
We were planning on doing this after Christmas. I mean, that's really what our plan was. We just wanted to, we went to the home show because I would get a Christmas bonus every year, and we like to do stuff right after Christmas. get past the holidays and all that stuff.
I'll tell you what, Mike, I'm not going to let price, payment, or even December get in the way of you getting the roof that you deserve and need.
All right, closing question. So once your job's complete?
Yeah, once your job's complete, would you be in a position to write a personal check or take advantage of one of our payments?
All right, change it. Come on. Everybody see where it's much easier when you're not in the hot seat, isn't it? Yeah. You're like, come on, December. I put y'all in there, y'all be like, all right, come on. Once the job's complete, and you're up, would you be in a
position to write a personal check?
When?
In December,
or
take advantage of one of our payment options in December.
There you go. See that? We just took away time objections and walk of life. We don't have to do all that crap in the close. Because if they say, that's better than I thought it was going to be, I'm going to write a check in December. We set it up on 6 months, same as cash, write this deal, and keep it moving.
So either way, it's going to be same as cash, right?
Not always.
In December, though.
In December is always going to be same as cash. Absolutely.
But if they're like, oh, I still as much as I thought it would be, I just pay it right now.
They could say that. Any questions? 3 audibles for the pre-close. Practice them. Most of y'all ain't doing them, right? But now you can leave this class with your workbook, which will get you, it's in the back somewhere, being able to handle poo-poo objections, other estimate objections, and specific time objections exactly when you're trying to convert. Sometimes you got to go back and UAC again to get where you need to.